Yo, 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 what it does, YouTubes? What it does? Salute to you guys and welcome to the Blind Spot. My name is Blizzy Blind. I am your handsome, mustachioed host, and you are my most beautifulest viewer ever. Now, I hope you guys are having a great, wonderful day, wonderful week. For me, we're coming up on, I think, like 12 hours, 6 hours to my birthday. So it is a beautiful, awesome, wonderful day right now. But yeah, I had to come in and check in with you guys and see how everybody was doing and also give my thoughts on some things that have been happening that involve yours truly. I don't see anybody here yet, but I am on my phone. The laptop is not being very agreeable. So I am on the phone. I am on my phone, and I'm still kind of remembering how to work StreamYard. But yeah, so just to catch you guys up, since the last time that I streamed, well, since the last time that I streamed on this channel, shoot, so much has happened. It would take me a year to tell you guys. So I hope everybody has hopefully, and I'm sure that there's a ton that haven't been following along, that haven't seen what's been happening, that haven't been in the adjacent spaces like Marathon Kev and Wrestler and Resto Chesto. But for those of you guys that have, y'all will know what's going on. And for those of y'all that haven't, it's still same, pretty much the same old story, same old routine, and I'm pretty sure it'll all make sense fairly quickly. But today we got a real treat, man. We got a real treat. It's not very it's not very often that somebody sets them crosshairs on your boy Blizzy and decides to just take duck shots and at me, just straight up teeing off on my old melon, uh figuratively speaking, and just like batting off, teeing off on me, and just taking shot after shot after shot after shot. But I touched a nerve deep inside of wrestler's mind, I'm guessing, because that boy was bothered. And I want to be clear. I have to be clear because I think we all confuse our motivations with each other's. Sometimes if I'm beside somebody that's grifting, you might think that my motivations are to get money. If I'm beside somebody who is uh what is it when somebody just pours out all their emotions on you and all that stuff? Well, you know what I'm talking about. Trauma dumping. If I'm beside somebody who's trauma dumping, like regularly on YouTube, then you're gonna think that those are my motivations. So I have to clarify what my specific motivations are. And to be honest, man, with YouTube, I don't have specific motivations anymore. I have decided to just let it as play it by ear as it goes. I don't have any kind of specific agenda other than just trying to find some type of happiness and success with the platform if ever possible. But if not, then I've just made sure to stick by my own little moral compass, my own little moral code, make sure that I don't stray too far from my uh what I've decided my morals and judgments like that, for good, for the better of myself, my life, whatever. Well, wrestler though, it seems that wrestlers' motivations are at least motivations towards peers. are different than what I had understood, because I can't for the life of me imagine. I can't even understand what made him go off the way that he did, to be honest. Like, to be honest, I don't even know. Like, I stopped paying attention, and I feel bad because I feel like I should have been watching it all. If you took, hey, and salute, man, salute to Marathon Kev, salute to Wrestler, salute to Resto Chesto, salute to everybody that still stayed tapped in, and that doesn't take this too seriously, that doesn't take this to the heart and let it change who they are, doesn't let it change their relationships with people. But yeah, like I don't take this the same way as most people do. I don't think I take this the same way as anybody does, because I feel like I'm able to pick out the wisdom where it's at, where I can find it, where I can see it, and leave the stupidity where it needs to be left. Now, I've been insulted on every possible level, in every fashion, in every shape, form. I've been called everything but a child of God. And I don't understand why wrestler feels this way about me, but I don't care. I honestly, to me, that's between him and God. I don't need to know. Um, I do know that I've been kind to him. I've been very kind to wrestler. I have been very accommodating. I've been very flattering and stuff. Yeah, what's up, Sheriff Doink? Salute to you and welcome in. Thank you for being the first person to say hi over here at the blind spot. But I thought we are friends too, yo. I thought we are friends too. And let me just explain what happened, so because I don't know if he even knows exactly what happened. Now, what happened was, uh me, Marathon Kev, and Resto Chesto have built up a little bit of a rapport with uh cracking on each other. We're just cracking on each other, man, just talking smack. And one of the things that I would give Resto a hard time about was that thing with Izzy getting caught stealing at Target. Well, one day, and this is the lore, this is how it happened, this is how this whole thing unfolded. One day, we're at Resto Chesto's, and Wrestler shows up, and I make a comment about Izzy getting caught stealing at Target, and Wrestler decides that he's gonna like try to son me like he's my daddy or something, and is like, well, if you want to talk about that, then you can go on your own life. And I was like, okay, like I was like, all right, Unc, and I just left it alone. I left it at that. Well, later on Marathon Kev's live stream, I told Kev, or I just made the comment of like, did you see the way old boy came at me? And Resto was like, yeah, dude hates you, bro. And I was like, yeah, it looks like he does. And like, I didn't really expound upon it any more than that. Well, Wrestler and Kev get to drinking, hanging out. I have so much going on right now, like IRL, that I haven't been able to keep up with anything content wise. I don't know what's been going on, but I see Marathon Kev is live, and I'm like, Wrestler's on there, cool, the homies. So I tap in. As soon as I hit that link, Kev puts me on big screen. He's like, "Now tell Wrestler what we're saying," and I wasn't saying anything to Wrestler that I wouldn't say to him. So it wasn't like talking smack or anything. I just didn't know what it was that Kev wanted me to say. I honestly thought that Kev was trying to reach a certain end, or like cause a certain type of reaction. So I was trying to help out, or like follow along, but uh I wasn't able to answer adequately, and Kev kicked me off the panel, which f him for that. But I mean, I don't. I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know. I still haven't talked to him either. But wrestler proceeds to go on one of the craziest crash outs I've ever seen, ever, yo. Like, and everything he said about me is like, wow, bro. Like, if you thought this about me, like, why would you even speak to me, bro? Like, if all these things that you're saying now, like, that's a testament to your character. All these things that you're saying about me, if you had all this bottled up, and it's very telling to me because in the comments of his videos, he makes a uh, reference to playing chess. I don't think he understands that. I haven't been playing chess with them. I haven't been competing with the wrestler in any type of way. I've been telling. I always. Here's a little secret for those of you guys like that don't know this. When somebody admires your intelligence, it goes a long way to tell them that they're smarter than you. So I always tell wrestler he's smarter than me, but I'm clearly smarter than him. I mean, it's obvious that I'm smarter than him. If you for to give us an IQ test, then it would be obvious there too. But I do tell him that. I tell him that he's smarter than me, and he soaks it up, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that. I It's a guilty pleasure of giving him that because he really wants that. He really wants to have that over me. So, but what we're gonna do is and not even too much of it, man, because this is bottom line is what my response to wrestler is, bro, sorry you felt all those ways, but I don't really give a shit. I ain't changing anything about me. Nothing you said changes anything in my program. I'm still living my life the way that I do, and that's my response overall. Like I don't even need to watch to to be able to tell you that there's nothing that wrestler's gonna say that's gonna change because I tried to like 5 or 6 times just cut in at different points because I was touch and go like watching what was happening because he'd been going on for like 2 days just talk like saying the most heinous shit about me and things that he would say, oh well, that's what the evidence, nah bro, like honestly, like you could just tell that it was like built up animosity and resentment. But my response overall, like here before I even start, and because this is not going to be a clinic like I usually do. I usually when this happens, when this has happened, uh, you can go back to Square, you can go back to Danny or even Toxic Angel. I usually will give a clinic and break down the person's entire character and everything about them and every one of their flaws and things like that. And I'm not going to do that with wrestler because there's no need to. He tried to do that with me, but it wasn't very successful. In all honesty, I think that he should be embarrassed of that display. And I think for the very first time, I know he doesn't delete content, man, but I wouldn't keep that content out there. That content doesn't do anything to prove his points, and it only makes him look away, if you ask me. And I'm just saying that just from all just from honesty, and that's the way I feel. Is I don't think that he told anybody anything new about me. I don't think that he. It just really looked like a grown man taking 8 hours of his life to just like be catty and bitchy about another guy, and that don't ever look good on a guy, you know. But and you see, I'm not trying to expose wrestler. if I was trying to expose wrestler, I would expose some of the stupidity that he has said that can't be true. Like, just many things that he says that that aren't reconcilable with one another. But I have no interest in doing that. I would gain nothing. I would benefit nothing from wrestler being broken down. I would benefit nothing from wrestler being feeling like he had been exposed or being picked apart. That would do me no good. So what instead I'm gonna do is just start wherever it is that I left off. I don't know where, and like I said, I haven't. It's been it's been pretty hectic time wise for me, so I haven't actually. Okay, here we go. Root cause narrative. Now, no, we're cutting right into where we were at. And the thing is, man, too, is that I'm not used to this, like the way that people do each other on YouTube of like, hey, answer me right now, and if you don't, then you're lying or you're stupid. Like in my life, man, I don't pressure people like that, and I don't allow nobody to pressure me like that. I don't would never ever talk to anybody the way that I talk to people on YouTube in real life. So like it's very different to me. It's just it's there's something that is inherently and innately fictitious or like false about the way that we communicate on YouTube. And like I feel that. Like the whole yes. Why don't you like you can go through it? But that you see, that's what wrestler loves to try to do to me is like uh uh oh you like pressure me, you like put pressure on me to slip up in my speaking or whatever. You know me. You know I might put my shit behind a say like a $2 paywall, but delete content. Delete content. So I mean, yeah, I get that, but and this is just my opinion. This is all purely my opinion, man. But if there was ever a time that you should start deleting content, bro, I would delete this. But you could just say that that's just because you made me look like an idiot and all that other stuff. But I don't even know what you said yet. But I can't imagine that you told anybody anything new about me. If you want it, it's kind of cheap to pay it. It's cheaper than Chinese food. It is cheaper than a slice of pizza. Or a New York slice of pizza. It is cheap. It ain't. Well, New York pizza is trash, anyways. So yes, we get it. It's cheap. Difficult to get. But what if I don't have the dollar, $2 or whatever? Like, are you trying to shame me for that or what? It's cheap. So what's stopping you? What's stopping me in this? What he's referring to specifically is I don't want to sit, dude. You're insufferable sometimes. Like you're insufferable, dog. Sometimes you fucking like the. Sometimes you're impossible to listen to. So I don't want to sit there and go through hours of you saying the same shit over and over and over. You can't tell me you can't. You can't afford $2, nigga. You the Don. You Don Julio. That's my name, and and I don't have troll accounts that I use with wrestler and them. Dookie Butt Johnson is my only alias. So all those troll accounts, I think they were wrestler himself. trying to play his 3D chess, but he says that they're me. I mean, they're clearly not me.
You can't tell me you can't afford $2. In fact,
What
you
if
can
I
run a
can?
stream. You monetize. Oh shit, my bad. My bad. I spoke too soon. That was my fault. Fuck. I fucked up.
No, well, I actually do have two monetizable channels, but no, I haven't taken the time to monetize them.
I didn't mean to say that. That you're not. Fuck. God damn it. That's fucked up. I didn't even mean. Damn. I realized you're really not.
Don't worry about it. It's not a sore subject.
I'm not monetized.
It's not a sore spot.
I'm not monetized, so it's all right. But you could get your chat to donate to you, so like a cash app, $2.
Maybe.
And just like that, in a membership, you can be able to pick out the content you want free of charge through 3 seasons. You can pick out whatever you like. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. So what's the excuse?
You know, I just said that if I was, okay, what about that Tesla takeover? What you said if you was. Okay, well, give me an example.
Hey, who remembers my Tesla takeover?
Who remembers that? See, that was when that happened, I approached that differently. This is a lot more fragile of a version of wrestler in my eyes. This wrestler that did the 8-hour live stream is a lot more fragile than the Tesla takeover wrestler, because I feel like I honestly could hurt his feelings if I broke him down the way the I did the last one. But that's why I'm not gonna do that. And I don't want to ruin a friendship. I'm not trying to close any doors, but number one, you're not gonna sit there and make a 10-hour live stream about me and not respond. So I had to respond the moment that I had time. So this was the time that I had. My birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to me. And I'm taking the time to respond. So yeah, I don't have $2. So what?
You guys are to hear the ambulance in the back because it's going down my street. If you don't, cool. But if you do, you have two good speakers. Your speakers are too good. Downgrade your shit. Anyway, he said, what about the Tesla takeover? Who remembers my last Tesla takeover? I can tell you who was already there for sure. Crazy mama.
Do y'all know what bloviating is? Do y'all notice that? See, one of the things that wrestler is very good at is taking control over the emotion of a conversation without having any control over the content of the conversation. So he will be talking. That's the reason why he will contradict himself in one sentence after the next, because he is trying to emotionally lead you to a point, but isn't being concise or consistent.
She was there. Rumor was there. No Chaser was there. I think Locksmith Jeremy was there.
All irrelevant. What is this?
I appreciate you. Thank you, Crab.
Like, and then he's drinking too, so like he can't. There's no possible way that he's holding on to the point in his mind this long. Like he's buying time to emotional. Like that's what it is, and that's the reason why me and him are at odds so much, is because, and he says it all the time. He says words have meanings, or yes, I stick to those meanings, to those definitions of those words. I love words. I love language. That's my jam, man. That's my thing. So like I expect words to mean, but whenever you're uh just emotionally navigating, it's a lot easier to lose control over what the words mean.
I appreciate you. He didn't quite get the design. in that, the Zeganization, but I still respect it. I know what it is. Appreciate you for the 5. People remember my last Tesla takeover. I was all in red, clad in black, in darkness, all in red. Now, he's about to say something, and I want to go back to you guys' memory, not mine. My memory is just...
See, that's what he expertly does, is he tries to give it to you. He tries to give you his feeling to give back to him. He tries to tell you what you're thinking so that you will give that back to him. And he's an expert at doing it. And if you watch him closely, you'll see it over and over and over. That's how he does. That's how he wiggles in and out of a disagreement.
Because I remember shit because I was there. But how many of you remember shit? So I'm giving an example.
But what you see? Do you see the way he did that? All of that emoting for what? Like, what was he just saying? Because if you were paying attention, he stopped me mid-sentence to say all of that. To say what? To say nothing. To just redirect us. See, so he's just maintaining emotional control over the conversation. And the emotional control being blind is in the wrong. Blind messed up. Blind did something wrong. When I maintained that I didn't do anything wrong, all I said was that I wanted wrestler to be more friendly to me. And on the cool, it was a joke. Like it was just a joke. It was just a passing statement. It didn't even need to be blown out the way that it was.
But Tesla takeover when you did like a whole 2 hours on like emo status of how I should fucking off myself and shit. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment, folks. What he said. What he just said.
When I said that, all I meant by that was that he basically was telling me how, just belittling me, telling me how nobody watches my content and how I am a panel parasite and stuff like that. Which is ridiculous. Which is I'm not even gonna go into the really, because I could say some stuff that would really hurt feelings, man. But on the cool, I know what it is.
For a moment, what he just said. What was the Tesla takeover on? That I did a 2-hour Tesla takeover stream where basically was about me saying that he should off himself. Anyone remember what the Tesla takeover stream was? Anyone? Because I can tell you, because I'm the one that made the stream, obviously. But also, if you don't believe me, you can go look it up. You can go look up the Tesla takeover stream.
Well,
it wasn't difficult.
We'll take your word for it. Just tell us.
I can tell you what day it was. It was August 3rd. Because I did my research when this bullshit was happening.
Excellent.
And my Tesla takeover stream was about me doing a whole monologue on a topic that I work hard for, and motherfuckers pop up. By the way, there were 3 motherfuckers. He just happened to be one of them. Yep, to be on stage. He already got it. To be on stage. It kind of signifies what I'm talking about. I had a whole stream, talked for a moment, long stroked you, customary.
Look, Kev gave the title, and he points the title at me like as if that's what Kev was saying, which maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But the thing, what's so fucking stupid about that to me is the wrestler acts like as if he has some audience that's inaccessible to me. Like if I was trying to just be in front of the audience, I could go to anybody's panel. any of like I go to talk to him. Like I go to his panels to talk to him. I like to hear his insights. And but I didn't know he felt the way that he feels until I heard some of the stuff that he, like I said, I've only caught glimpses of this, and it's hours, man. So we got a long ways to go.
Motherfuckers came through and immediately talked about what they want to talk about. Motherfuckers talked about their time. This is their old childhood fucking state. Motherfuckers getting pulled over. This motherfucker blind next to me talking about immigration. The fuck?
And you see, that's what trips me out is if you go back and you look at, because you see, I got a pretty good recall too, wrestler. And the thing is, bro, is that you applied that immigration thing to me when I never once said anything about immigration. I never once said anything about immigration. I made a simple point and you blew up and was like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna sit here and regurgitate all of what you said, but my point was never about immigration.
What the fuck is that doing anything? And by the way, my Tesla Takeover stream to be on stage was about the fact that they interrupt me. But that previous day was the stream where they did the shit. Hey, Kev, you already saw the Tesla the stream was to be on stage. What was the previous stream about? What was the name of the previous stream, Kev?
Well, in real time, we can just go over it right now. We'll look and see right now. Okay. I don't want to lose my spot here, so we're at the 46-49 mark. To be on, okay, here we go. Let me put this in. I don't know how much time I got, but I'm gonna do this as thoroughly as I can. Now look, I just engage. I'm not trying to derail. I'm not trying to take hostage. I'm not trying to any of that, man. I see the wrestlers' numbers sometimes are not what he would want them to be, and I just engage. That's it. Like to me, there's no more thought into it than that. All of this nefarious shit that gets added to it beyond that is ridiculous to me because I don't think of any of that. I just engage. I just engage because there is an engagement. No, let's pull the chat up. The chat's not here.
For a while, this is just the way it is. Anyway, welcome. I am your host. Welcome to you guys. I showed up with another episode. And you guys know when you are talking to your friends, your colleagues, your co-workers, people in random ass people in the street, your local barista, whoever. When you open your mouth, you start talking about things that you hear coming through a conversation, or the things flying out of your mouth, things that you actually believe, or the things that you have been subjected to over time because you have been paying too much close attention to your favorite podcast. I'm just saying, something for you to think about.
Yeah, but you're always asking that, bro, like as if you know. Like as if you know. Like as if you know what somebody's real intentions or thoughts are. You don't, bro. You don't. Like you're not the arbiter of who's being authentic and not. You know, like you should relax with that point.
Today's episode, perfect is the lie that we keep pretty much saying to ourselves, right? Or rather, I should read the way I actually wrote it. So I see the perfect is the lie that keeps you powerless. And the reason why I say it is because
perfect is the lie that keeps you powerless. The perfect is the lie that keeps you powerless.
this thing, especially in our current culture, right? A lot of people throughout time have been able to progress through this thing that we call potential, the things that could be great, the things that could be prominent, the things that could maximize our experiences. But somehow it got slipped over through this idea of perfectionism, this idea of being perfect, this idea of having a perfect dynamic where all things from here to there. And the first thing before I even started this conversation was to ask myself,
he muted himself. Ah, shit.
by the way, that's what you would love that, wouldn't you? Anyway, getting back to the discussion at hand, people pretty much want the idea of perfectionism so that, quite frankly, someone can be out there and save them. And I think when it comes to things that people ask about, right? Perfect systems, perfect government, perfect movement, but that's never going to happen. It is never going to happen. Instead of doing the work, they complain. Instead of doing the work, they complain. Instead of fixing what they see to be broken, they blame it for not being flawless. And this is why I asked the question: so when was the last time you ever saw anything since human history be perfect? And I think this episode needs to call that out. By the way, I'm a little bit more relaxed. I have a brand new boom arm, so it's totally different from my last boom arm. I just installed it today. We're gonna see how we feel about this. I already found myself very relaxed with it, but I think when I get into my different segments, the things that's in my mind, I want to see now what. I don't know what that shit. Okay, we'll just run with it. Because yeah, it's just gonna be a distraction. In fact, I'm gonna just stop looking at the chat for a little bit. But I think for a lot of people, you're not. I think for a lot of people, you're not failing. You're not failing because.
And I can't pull up the chat to see what he's saying.
And I see a lot of people, especially in our most recent ages, in the last two presidencies, even though we have a recent president, but the last two prior presidencies, that there's been so much of a monumental change that's been happening throughout the world, and especially within our own nations. So what I like to tell a lot of people is that you're not failing because democracy sucks. I think that you're failing because you believe that it should have been perfect. And now, quite frankly, it's not you thinking that you're off the hook. I don't think that at all. I think it's you needing to now figure out what exactly your expectations were based on the things that you've also never experienced. So my first segment is going to be perfection. Perfection is the new cowardice. You're soft.
And let me say this, is that I did apologize to Wrestler for throwing him off of his game. I didn't realize that he was so thrown off by comments until this point. And after this, when this happened, I chilled out and stopped commenting during his monologues. I really stopped commenting. Like as you guys have seen, I've been going over there less and less because he just complains about any kind of interaction. He complains about anybody. It complains about the comments in the chat. Complains about anybody coming on the panel. Like, I mean, I get the picture, but
if you are a millennial, I'm gonna leave the boomer side of this. But if you're a millennial, or even if you're a zennial, not even gonna worry about Alpha right now. They don't really have a right to be at the table right now. People use the excuse, it's not perfect, as pretty much it's a way to stay lazy. They don't want to help. They don't want someone else to do they don't want anyone else to really even do the job as well. Or rather, I should say they want someone else to do the job. But they don't want to put any actual work in themselves. And to me, they'll sit around, they'll tot around, they'll be a part of groups, and they'll turn around and claim it to be bravery. Go look at your new advocates, people that think that they are, because they're currently on a student body, that they think they have. What has she actually tangibly done outside of being a figurehead? I'll wait. Especially to you young mobiles that want to believe that she's a fucking the next fucking zone of Joe and the Mark. Let me know what she's done. That makes my point. There are a lot of people who follow these things, and for these people, these particular type of people, not just her, but for many type of people,
Watch.
they don't.
I'm waiting.
Like I said, they want someone else to do their job. They're not courageous. They're not brave. In fact, if anything, that's a fear of duress, not being smart. Another question that comes in my mind, especially when I hear the people that talk about, because this is really what put me onto it, by the way, this idea that people just have so much of a problem when it comes to democracy. Democracy. Democracy is not the problem. You are. If the system sucks, it's because people like you made it suck. Bad leaders didn't just get there alone. Let's just be honest, folks. People voted for them. People stay silent, or people didn't give a shit. And this is a problem that I have with a lot of changes that have happened through our history. Most people say if it doesn't affect me now, I'm not worried about it. And then when they complain, once shit is on their doorstep. It's no different from saying, well, the neighbors 2 blocks down got the house toilet papered. I'm not going to do anything about it, but then complain when toilet paper is on her house. It's too late. Do not point the finger at democracy when the mirror is right there in front of you. That's just the way how I look at it. I can't stand when people don't listen because.
Now look. You heard everything he said. Now, watch. He automatically. I can't stand when people don't listen. And he's gonna read my statement out, and I don't see how it spun him off. Like, I don't even know what's going on in his head, man. It's like, what is this dude on drugs or what?
Conversation about this. Apparently, Blizzy blinded is he's lost already. He's lost already. I've already had a conversation with you guys if you just missed that episode where I talk about people who just like to talk, do all the shit because they just want to show their ass. It's not about the conversation or anything. It's just really about them. What does it have to do with what the fuck I said?
Now look, I'm gonna read my comment and ask yourself if it applies, because to me it was a pertinent comment. I said, "What about the democracy that we've lost, or freedoms rather? Are you saying we shouldn't be concerned with that?" So what I was saying was, because he's saying democracy isn't the problem, you're the problem. Well, our democracy is shrinking. We're becoming less of a democracy and more of a dictatorship every day. And without people being overly concerned, or even just concerned at all, without people being concerned with that, then it's going to eventually disappear. So I was asking, well, what about the freedoms that we've lost? What about the democracy that we've lost? Are you saying that we shouldn't even complain about the system at all? And he took it to mean this. Look,
what about that democracy that we've lost? Who said anything about loss or freedoms rather? Why are you making up shit that's never said?
You see, and then like that's the thing too is that I don't know why Resta always does that whenever I make a statement. Like my statement comes from me. I'm not regurgitating your words to you. Like why do you always say I never said that? Like I'm saying it. I'm saying it. I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying it.
You don't. You're hearing. You're not listening. That's a failure on your part. Now
I don't think he's listening to himself. That's the thing is that I don't think he's listening to himself because I'm sticking with the conversation. I'm on topic talking about what he's talking about, but I think that his overall emotional point is bigger, and I don't think he's following along with his own words.
What about democracy that we've lost? Who mentioned anything about loss? Or freedoms, rather? Who mentioned anything about freedoms? Are you saying that we shouldn't be concerned with that? Who mentioned that?
I just mentioned it.
Who mentioned that? Why are you injecting shit into a conversation that was never there? How about you listen? This is why people get lost. Because they want shit to be about what they want to talk about and not what the actual subject's about.
You see, all because he wants to take things in whatever a negative way that he wants to. I was simply saying, because he was basically saying, you don't have the right to complain about democracy, complain about yourself. And I was basically making the point of, well, if people don't complain about democracy, it's going to continue to diminish. And we're no longer going to have democracy at some point. But he completely skips over that point, misses the point completely, and thinks that I'm trying to derail his conversation when what I was saying was 100% on topic.
They want shit to be about. This is the reason why I also started limiting my access to people doing panels, because they want to talk about what they want to talk about, or they want to obfuscate, or they want to deflect, or they want to change the narrative. It wasn't about that. Can't help those who cannot help themselves, and by you even
asking, that's you can't help those who don't want to help themselves. Nobody's asking for your help, bro. Like that's the thing too, is that you're not a guru. You're not a guru. Like nobody's asking for your help. People are having conversations with you, but you're becoming less and less willing to even have conversations with people because you want to talk at people instead of with people. And so this I just had to come back to this. We're going to get back to the more current thing. Had to come touch back and show y'all guys what that Tesla takeover was about. So from that comment, he spun off into having an entire Tesla takeover about how some people just want to be on stage, about how some people over that comment that was on topic. I mean, in my eyes, if you disagree, then you're more than welcome to tell me you disagree and explain how I might be wrong or whatever. But so that spun off into an entire Tesla takeover where he did this whole emo thing where he dimmed his lights and said how nobody likes me and how nobody watches my content and stuff. So let's get back to the more current thing. Well, I'll finish letting him make his point.
Hey, if you're trying to understand, then shut the fuck up and listen.
Look at that.
Because if you heard me, those words never came out of my mouth, which means you're adding shit that's not there. So you have a problem listening, which is why you're failing the conversation. You're failing. I know you don't want to see yourself as a failure, so stop failing and pay attention.
Now, I do not a failure. I excel, and I actually excelled beyond you in that conversation so far that you just couldn't keep up, and that's a tragedy. But to get back to the more current content, the root cause narrative.
Vicious street. That's gonna give a whole lot of background to what the fuck is going on. Because I can tell you. You know what, Kev? Don't even look it up. I'll tell you right now. The stream was literally an opinionated episode. So it was a specific show episode. Episode 160, folks. The episode is called Perfect is the Lie That Keeps You Powerless. The entire premise of the show was to say that people who strive for perfection box themselves in a particular way that keeps them powerless. You got it. You got it. You got it. And I want to make sure that here, in this first point that we're talking about, that not only that he needs to be expound the point of what's going on, but I need to be able to not only make my case, but to also make his case. I want to do both. Because he's not on trial. He doesn't have an actual jury, but he doesn't have a lawyer. I'm representing myself, but I need to make sure I represent myself because quite frankly, he went live. He didn't do a good job of even representing himself an option.
No, I was just that was not my official response. That was just I was drinking and I just wanted to say F you. So this is me representing myself, bro. Thank you, but I can do it fine myself.
So let's talk about it for a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Basically, you heard me say that you should off yourself. You gonna stand on it? No, I don't know about that because that's horrible. If you said that you a dark energy, you a dirt bag. I said that. Pretty much what you said. You gonna stand on it? I said that. That was the idea, yeah. No, did I say that? You gonna stand on that? I just told you that was the idea. That was the idea. No, did I say that? Those are my words. You said, fuck, I can't remember. I'm not a fucking...
I've answered him countless times already. Like, no, I'm not quoting you verbatim. No, I'm not quoting you, bro. I'm not quoting you, but yes, that was the idea behind what you were saying. The idea behind what you were saying was that I just wanted to be on stage and that nobody likes me and all this other negative stuff.
What the fuck? He doesn't remember. Folks, we're gonna keep up. He doesn't remember. He has a beef. I said some shit.
I never said I have a beef. See, that's the thing. That's the thing too, is that wrestler jumped the gun on this whole thing because even the thing that Kev was referring to, if you go back and you watch that stream on Kev's, I was like, all I want is wrestler to be my friend, and I was being facetious. I was joking, just being silly. There was no beef to be had. Wrestler jumped the gun on that shit with the beef. I never had a beef.
Some plugs over some shit that happened during a Tesla takeover from a show that happened the night before. But he doesn't know. But he's guaranteed sure that I said he's off himself. Somebody who was nowhere part of our sector, if you want to say the panel verse. Shout out to you, Rap. But for people that didn't turn around and he say, I don't even know what you said. I said you shot some slugs. I said you was talking shit.
You see the way he's conflating so many different things? There was like 6 different issues that had arisen by this point. And he's conflating all of them and putting them all under the umbrella of what I'm saying I don't know. Because what I don't know was what he said verbatim. What I do know was the fact that, and I just showed you how he wigged out over me asking a pertinent, on topic question.
It said that you did a whole 2-hour stream on me, even though it was about 3 mofos. You just happened to be one of.
What three? What three? That I would really like to know, because all of the references I caught were to myself. Just a question. I mean, you don't have to answer, but what 3 people are you talking about?
Stooges. And now you don't know shit. Now you don't know a motherfucking thing. Now you got Adam fucking Misha. Hi. You know what? Care, Mercy, Grace. I'm gonna give you grace on this one. I don't recall exactly what your words were. You're the one making the claim. You're the one making the accusation. I'm business. That's what I said. Yeah. Okay, cool. So if I do a stream, hey.
And it gets exhausting, because I will tell him over and over and over, and he just wants to like he already answered. So I do sometimes poke the bear by doing that. Like right now, he said, "Is that what I said?" And I said yes. When we both know that's not what he said, but it becomes exhausting.
Did you do what he did? By the way, I said, "Is that what I said?" He said, "Yeah." I'm gonna bring forth other examples of him being asked questions like this, calibrated questions, and you see how he answers. By the way,
loaded questions that he already has the answers to. That's the reason why I answer them like that, is because they're questions that he already has the answers to, that he wants to try to make me answer to make me look a certain way. When it's like, bro, there's like, to me, what's crazy about this is that I don't have no beef. Like, I don't have no beef. I don't find no benefit of breaking down Wrestler's character or talking smack on him. Like, I honestly don't even want to be doing this. But I mean, I have to answer it. I have to answer it. Like, that's just a given. But I don't have no beef, man. I was having a conversation with him. Dude, your chat's on. You're sitting here talking about something. I expect you know about it if you're talking about it. So I'm asking you questions so that you can expound upon it, so that you can elaborate, so that you can extenuate your point. I'm not asking you questions to confuse you and throw you off, bro. That's so insane to think that, man. Like, to think that I benefit by you being made look stupid is so incredibly asinine to me.
So the way he answered, I said, "Did I say that? That you need to off yourself?" And eventually he turned around after shuffling, because he got his soft shoes on. He's shuffling to come up.
I answered you. I said, no, that's not what you said verbatim, but that was what the vibe was. I don't like, that's the thing, is he doesn't accept straight across direct answers like that. He repeats the same damn question over and over and over.
He's shuffling. He got to do some tap dancing. He's shuffling like a motherfucker. But then afterwards, right? To see if he doesn't say the same kind of thing, even in the other situation. So, chat, jury, I would like to enter Exhibit B. Let's see if he says something similar like this later on in history. Exhibit B.
And I'm just, I am reserving the right to, since we're doing this like a trial, since we're going to do this like a trial, then I will be entering into evidence the to be on stage live stream, which we will be revisiting shortly. because I want you to be able to decide. Since we're gonna, you know what, man? Okay, if Wrestler wants to do it like that, then we'll do it like that. I will have a lot more enjoyment out of that because I don't enjoy breaking down his character and stuff. We're gonna do this like a trial, and I am reserving the right to refer back to the to be on stage stream because I want you guys to be able to see why I say that. Why I said that. Was that a reasonable statement when I said that the vibe was for me to off myself? That is a bit overboard, yes, but it was very much the vibe, in my opinion. So I'm just making that notation here.
Let's continue. All that says, what take goes right shit down, and we see no evidence of that. You know, the whole stream, we can run it back. The whole stream was about it. The day before, I had asked you a question about what? About me saying that you should off yourself? No, I just said that. I just said no. Okay. Okay. It wasn't about that. Did he say no or did she say yeah? Hey, folks, did he say no or did he say yay?
You see, he won't listen to what I'm saying. He's like bulldozing straight through.
Black boy. What do I know? I was confused. Did Don Tavius say yay or did he say nay? When I confronted him, did he say nay? Did little Don Tavius say yay or did he say nay? I was confused. Do we gotta rewind that? Should we rewind that? What did Don Tavius say? What did Don Tavius say?
Who are you asking? Keep playing, and he might clarify if you keep playing it. Goddamn.
Did he say yeah? Did he say nay? And then he turned around and said yeah. Like, which one? Which one was Lil Don Tavius? Let's run it back. That's
run it back.
The internet, Cabs. Don't you dare strike me. Don't you strike me, or I'm gonna get after you with fury. Furious anger. I will put my Sam Jackson on you. I will bop the wig, ninja. Don't you strike my fucking channel. Remember, I'm not a fucking stenographer. What the fuck? I don't recall exactly what your words were. Oh, you're the one making the claim. You're the one making the accusation. You just business. That's what I said. Yeah. Okay, cool. So if I was straight,
you see, that's it. And I'm not even gonna deny that. Yes, I just said that a minute ago. Did I do that to be ornery, to be just to be shithead or whatever? But I a lot of times don't even fully. When I have a conversation, I listen to every word the person says, and I listen to every word that I say, unless I decide to go into a mode where I stop thinking about what I'm saying and just say stupid stuff. But whenever you show me that you're not taking the conversation seriously, then I stop taking it seriously too. So I was already checking out whenever he asked me that. I didn't even know what he was asking me. But he's. Do y'all see how this is so disingenuous to any actual any productive end? Like, there is, like, you're displaying just pure frustration, bro. Like, you're regurgitating both of our frustrations and miscommunications and trying to make a point out of it. Like, I told you I was not quoting you verbatim. I was speaking more to a theme or a vibe, and I am gonna show that I already showed that it was 100% uncalled for with the question when you're like, oh, people just want to be on stage and take over your stream when all I was doing was participating in your live stream.
The whole stream, we can run it back. The whole stream was about it. It was the day before I had asked you a question about what? About me saying that you should leave your office? No, I just said that. I just said
Like, and the way that he interrupts me, it makes it to where I can't even get a full thought out either. You know?
no. It wasn't about you. It was directed at me. Yes. It was only about you, so I never mentioned anyone else who was up on that street. Yeah, I'm the only one you mentioned by name. The only one. You see my face? That's that. Get the fuck out of here face. Fuck out.
Okay, now he's saying that that's not true. We're going to put that to the test. I guess if we have to, we're gonna sit through that whole stream, the To Be On Stage stream, and see who that was directed at. Because I watched it, I went over it with my audience, and it was on another channel. It wasn't on this particular channel, but anybody that was there knows that it was all directed at me.
The way. If anyone knows, later on in that same fucking stream, you know who pops up? Oh, I should show that part of the clip. You know who pops up in the stream? Angry motherfucking snowman pops up on the stream. And you know what he says? I only came here because I was tagged in the title. Let me say that. Let me say that one time for your mind. Angry snowman, the palest, blackest man on that panel. You gonna hate me for saying that? He said, I popped up because I was tagged in the title.
Okay, well, I'll do something that Ressa claims to do all the time, claims to know how to do, but has no idea how to actually do. And I will say, if that is true, then I stand corrected. I was not aware of any other reference to anybody else, but I'm not the person that made it, so I don't know that for a fact. We will see when we go back over it, though.
I changed it. He was tagged in the title.
Oh.
But according to Don Tavius, Junior III, John Tavius Marquise Jackson Martin III, says that it was him for 2 hours. Okay. We hearing it.
What's it's funny because that's the type of thing that Russell will do is he uses like slick wording and stuff. And I got him specifically saying, oh, I caught this live, this little gem when he was like, somebody mentioned in the comments, they're like, oh, you dragged blind for 8 hours the other day, and he was like, no, I drug blind for 6.5 hours. And so it's like, I don't want there to be any kind of or any kind of confusion that this is all him talking smack about me. It isn't him talking about anybody else. He's talking smack about me, and about what is about trivial shit that has nothing to do with him. Like,
Interesting. So there was no one else even tagged within that, right? No, I was the only one you mentioned by name. Okay. All right. Any explanation or anything? Oh, you want the explanation? Because I've been said, well, because when I was having the conversation prior to that, when you decided to come, all right, Robbie, all right. I need you to plug your ears, because I'm not gonna lie. Kind of got a little bit into my feminine energy. And when I say that, it's like I started talking real fast because I was thinking fast, so I didn't realize I was talking fast, and I really should have slowed it down. So I kind of talked, and when I heard myself, I said, "Damn, I sound like my girl when she speaks fast. That's crazy." So just plug your ears. I don't need this on deck. Like, I need to keep my masculinity for Will's sake. Can we do this together for Will's sake? I don't need you telling us to Will. I need Will to see me as a masculine man. I don't want you to put that, like, I can't have Will thinking any less of me. So Raw, can you just ignore this part? Because I'm kind of go in. Like, can you just ignore this? I can't have Will see this. I just can't. If you say, yo, what you look at? If you listen right now, what you look at, baby? You say, nothing, nigga, turn around. Nigga, turn around. Nigga, I ain't watching nothing. Just put him to the side, like, because it's a sensitive moment. And I'm entrusting you. You know, black people, we got to stick together. You know what I mean? You got me?
Objection, relevance. That's the part that I wish we could actually do, like a courtroom, is actually make his statements be on track with what he's saying, you know?
I appreciate that. And quote, ransack my panel to try to hold towards an information that had nothing to do with the actual context of the actual conversation, you know, coming through and having to make it something about what you didn't want to talk about, and now exactly what the conversation was about. That's why I held it. So,
boom. Now he actually, for the first time, says it fully and completely, and says it without any kind of extra bullshit, that I was trying to ransack his conversation and talk about something that I wanted to talk about instead of what he was talking about, when he's either being way too sensitive in his measurement of that, or he's just applying some shit to me that just doesn't exist. Because as I showed you guys, he was talking about, he's referring to that comment that I made about that I showed y'all the comment about democracy. Because to him that was a comment on immigration and all this other stuff that he applied to it, but it's still just the comment that it was. I said nothing more, nothing less, to set him off or set his thoughts in that direction. That is the comment that he was focused on.
Instead of you coming in and trying to change the entire narrative and the entire theme of the entire fucking episode. All right, so to put it in slower masculine term, nigga, you ain't say shit, and nigga, I've been standing on business, and it is what it is, and you ain't bring forth nothing. I ain't say all the extra shit. See, Robbie, you heard that other stuff, but just like I said, we gonna tap it down. Don't tell Will, okay? Don't tell Will. Like he my homie. Don't tell Will. But yeah, that's what I was saying in a nutshell. That's what I was saying. Okay, so let me get this straight. What was that not the case when I addressed with you that fucking platform? No, it was. Mm-hmm. No, it absolutely wasn't. No, it wasn't. Mm-hmm. One fucking chunk. Wait, can Jimmy give a clap to Locksmith Jeremy in the background being the black Ancha Mama chick? Mm-hmm. 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 Being the black Betty Crocker out there. Mm-hmm. Let me know when that's correct. It's not my immigration. You're over. Yeah, my mic was fucked in this moment. You know, like I said, I went a little too far. So I couldn't really hear anything. You know, like my mic was fucked. So I apologize for this part. Because this is the part where I went, God damn, wrestler, what the fuck, nigga? Like, nigga, breathe, nigga. What the fuck? Yeah, even I had to say it. So, why you immigrants? I don't give a fuck. I heard over it.
And you see, like, it's crazy the hypocrisy, dude. Like with the racism shit, man. This dude's always making jokes or making comments about my race that if I was to make back at him, he would fucking have a hissy fit. if I was to make those type of comments back to him, he would have a fucking full blown anxiety attack. So it's like it's just crazy, man.
This didn't happen. You just sell that shit. Bro, sell that shit. Just sell that shit. You want to make it about immigration. And bro, I never even fucking mentioned immigration. What that shit?
As I just showed y'all, there was no mention of immigration at all. It was a comment about democracy and only about democracy.
I was absolutely annoyed. You're absolutely right. You saw that shit quickly. I was quickly set off.
But you get annoyed with yourself, bro. Like you're annoyed with your thought of with your wrong thought of what is being said. Like that's the thing, is that you're not even annoyed with what's actually being said. You're annoyed with a misinterpreted idea of what's being said.
Because he made me remember my entire stream in real time. Why I was pissed in real time. It had been months later, by the way, but he made me remember why I was pissed and why I did the stream. So yeah, I was annoyed. Okay. Let me do a little bit of sign language because I can read my own bullshit. I can read my bullshit. What I was basically saying to the ninja right there was, hey, the only reason why I did the motherfucking stream is because your dumb ass came up on my stream talking that bullshit because your ass was in the chat because you didn't pay attention to the motherfucking question, saying some bullshit had nothing to do with the actual topic of the show, but you came up then later on my panel to then turn around and ask me some shit that had nothing to do with the actual fucking topic. I'm not going fast. I'm trying to keep up with myself.
Do y'all see all I just showed y'all what the comment was. Like you have to be taking huge leaps of logic or leaps of faith, even leaps of imagination, to be saying that that's about immigration. Like I can go back to it. You know what? Yeah, because uh I don't have all that much more time. So let's cut back to, and I don't know. We'll see how things go if we revisit this or not. Honestly, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. If we can, if we're gonna do it in a funner spirit, then I'll revisit it. But I don't. I'm not trying to keep a fight going with nobody. I don't have any reason to fight with Wrestler. But let's finish listening to because that's what his complaint. He keeps on complaining about how I was taking over his stream with that comment. How I was coming to take over his stream and coming to derail his stream and all that stuff. So let's see how he even gets to that.
I think it's you needing to now figure out what exactly your expectations were based on the things that you also never experienced. So my first segment is going to be the excuse. Or rather, I should say they want someone else to do the job, but they don't want to put any actual work in themselves. And to me, they'll sit around, they'll tot around, they'll be a part of groups, and they'll turn around and claim it to be bravery. Go look at your new advocates, people that think that they are, because they're currently on a student body, that they think they have. Great example, Greta Thunberg. What the fuck? Outside of talking her ass off, what has Greta Thunberg actually done? Oh, wait. What has she actually tangibly done outside of being a figurehead? I'll wait. Especially to you young mofos that want to believe that she's a fucking the next fucking zone of Joe and the Mark. Let me know what she's done. If you can't tell me outside of the "how dare you" and her getting roasted by Andrew Tate that you have nothing else to say, That makes my point. There are a lot of people who follow these things. And for these people, these particular type of people, not just her, but for many type of people, they don't want help. Like I said, they want someone else to do the job. They're not courageous. They're not brave. In fact, if anything, that's a fear of the rest, not being smart. Another question that comes to my mind, especially when I hear the people that talk about, because this is really what put me onto it, by the way, this idea that people just have so much of a problem when it comes to democracy. Democracy. Democracy is not the problem. You are. If the system sucks, it's because people like you made it suck. Bad leaders didn't just get there alone. Let's just be honest, folks. People voted for them. People, or either people stay silent, or people didn't give a shit. And this is a problem that I have with a lot of changes that happened through our history. Most people say if it doesn't affect me now, I'm not worried about it. And then when they complain, once shit is on their doorstep. It's no different from saying, well, the neighbors 2 blocks down got their house toilet papered. I'm not going to do anything about it, but then complain when toilet paper is on your house. It's too late. Do not point the finger at democracy when the mirror is right there in front of you. That's just the way how I look at it. I can't stand when people don't listen because, folks, we've had a conversation about this, and apparently Blizzy Blind he's lost already. He's lost already. I've already had a conversation with you guys, and maybe he just missed that episode where I talked about people who just like to talk and do a whole bunch of shit because they just want to show their ass. It's not about what the conversation is or anything. It's just really about them. What does it have anything to do with what the fuck I said? What about that democracy that we've lost? Who said anything about loss? Or freedoms, rather? Why are you making up shit that's never said? This is one thing. You're hearing, you're not listening. That's a failure on your part, not mine. The word loss was never weaved. What about democracy that we've lost? Who mentioned anything about loss?
It's
or freedom,
so fucking infuriating because I'm genuinely trying to have the conversation that he's having, and I'm asking a legitimate, thoughtful question. My question was, what about the democracy that we've lost, or freedoms rather? Are you saying that we shouldn't be concerned with that? And he turns around and acts like as if that is a derailing, like just because he's too dense to understand the question, he accuses me of all this extra shit.
Anything about freedoms? Are you saying that we shouldn't be concerned with that? Who mentioned that?
I just did.
Who mentioned that? Why are you injecting shit into a conversation that was never there? How about you?
Why are you adding your own words into a conversation? What am I only supposed to just use the words that you've used to converse with you? That's insane.
Listen, this is why people get lost. Because they want shit to be about what they want to talk about, not what the actual subject's about.
How much more on topic could I be? How much more how could I possibly have been any more on topic? He's talking about democracy. He said democracy ain't to blame, you are. And I say, well, what about the democracy that we've lost, or freedoms rather? Because to say we've lost democracy is stupid. So I was saying the freedoms that we've lost with our. I said, are you saying that we shouldn't be concerned with that? Because it sounds like he's saying you shouldn't be complaining, or you shouldn't be complaining about democracy or complaining or like giving any kind of commentary on democracy or our democracy. So I was simply trying to get him to expound upon that, and he took it to mean all this extra shit that didn't even mean it, that I hadn't even thought about.
They want shit to be about. This is the reason why I also started limiting my access to people doing panels. Because they want to talk about what they want to talk about, or they want to obfuscate, or they want to deflect, or they want to change the narrative. It wasn't about that.
You see how he applies all this extra? That's what I was meaning, and we'll touch on the next stream the response to this.
Those who cannot help themselves, and by you even asking things that were not there, if you're trying to understand, then shut the fuck up and listen.
I'm trying to understand the entirety of what you're trying to say, bro. I'm not trying, like, that's the thing. The wrestler wants to he wants to be understood in sound bites. Wrestler can only be taken in sound bites. His logic isn't consistent or there's not a through line with it. It's only sound bites at a time.
If you heard me, those words never came out of my mouth.
Who the fuck said they can't? Who, like, what kind of conversation is he having? Like, that's the thing that I don't get. Is like, what? Who did? I never said, hey, you said this and that. Like, I'm giving him a brand new concept to think about that applies to what he's talking about. Is he really not smart enough to understand that? Like, okay, you're talking about a concept. I'm giving you an underlying factor within that concept that you may not have considered to consider. Like, it's elementary.
Means you're adding shit that's not there. So you have a problem listening, which is why you're failing the conversation. You're failing. I know you don't want to see yourself as a failure, so stop failing and pay attention. It's just that simple. Stop trying to be ahead of the game and just listen.
See, that's his issue, obviously, is that he thinks that he understands further along the plot line than he actually does, because he misinterprets what I say 99% of the time, man. Or maybe not 99, but a damn sure lot.
I want to be a main character so quickly.
Bro, nobody even thinks about that shit but you. I don't think about being a main character. I don't think about being a fucking on the mic. I don't even think about that. I don't concern myself with that shit.
The funny part about it, I gotta tell everybody this. If the conversation is too strong for you, feel free to leave. Come back another time when you're ready to be more smarter.
That's just that is hilarious to say more smarter. Like, that is just like that's irony. That is just the peak of ironic hilarity. And if you don't understand why, then it'll come to you one day. But for him to say that is the peak of ironic hilarity. For him to say, come back at a time when you're willing to be more smarter. That is truly freaking hilarious.
If you want to be smart, you have the patience, you have the wherewithal to sit through something and not jump ahead, not to add shit, not to.
I was engaging. Which I learned my lesson. I don't know anymore. I learned my lesson. Like, you don't gotta tell me the fire's hot twice. I learned my lesson, and you don't see me engaging like that no more. But I was simply engaging. I thought that you had the bandwidth to be able to conceive of your entire conception at once. I didn't realize that you were only able to deal with these little mini bite-sized pieces of an idea at a time.
Feel like you know shit before shit was even being said. You should go take a break. Go get it. Go get a Kit Kat. Go get a Snickers. Go get a Snickers. Go get a Kit Kat. Go get a Klondike bar. Apparently, you're not ready. You can go ahead and rewind the tape. Those words never came out. But yet you wanted to ask questions. Ask questions on shit that wasn't stated.
I hope that it's clear enough for y'all to be able to see the failure is within his ability to understand the fact that my question does 100% apply. Like, that's the thing, is he wants to keep making allusions to the fact that I'm dumb and that I'm not able to keep up with the conversation. But I didn't realize that one simple question was going to just overload his entire brain, and he wasn't even going to be able to grasp the comment.
But to me, there's no better option. There's no better option than just really to listen, to understand. But I get it, it's really hard. Anyway, back to my case, I'm talking about democracy, what people are coming through when it comes to democracy. You would think that these people, you would think that democracy.
No, you see, like it's like he just doesn't want for me to talk. Like, it's like he just doesn't want, because it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, my comment is on topic, and it's like he just wants. That's why I said that it was like he had an issue. It was like because I mean, look at that. I did not do anything to provoke that. I didn't do anything to provoke that, man. You can say that I've done things since then and this and that, man. But at that moment, that to me is not provocation for the reaction that it spurred.
It is trash. And the only thing I would ask you, because I had this conversation with people who are younger. Okay, what's better than democracy? Dictators? Kings? Letting the rich people, the royalty, run everything? There's no such thing as a perfect.
Well, at the moment, communism seems to be better than democracy. There's a few things that could potentially be better than democracy, but that's not the point.
But at the very least, democracy gives you a chance to fix things.
But you're sitting here telling people not to even you see what I mean? Like, it can only be digested in bite sizes, because he's saying don't say that you have a problem with your democracy. Don't you dare point your finger at the democracy and say that it's messed up or whatever. But then he says, well, at least it gives you a chance to say something about it. And it's like, well, bro, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth, dog. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
The idea of even having the word perfect brought into your mindset is a scam.
That's obvious.
Is a sold by companies, by social media, and quite frankly, by politicians. They don't want you waiting for miracles instead of making moves. Stop buying the dream. How about you start actually working with what is tangibly accessible to you, what is real? I think that you should always be focusing on fixing what already exists and making a way for the future. Is democracy perfect? No. Is it messy? Is it flawed? Is it full of problems? Yes. But quite frankly, it's the best that we've got, and a lot of other countries are trying to pull their way towards it. Those who don't have resources, don't try.
On that, well, there's a whole bunch in there that I could be contrarian about, but I'm not going to. I digress.
To something better. So if you want better, how about you help build it instead of having the people who come here to this nation of the U.S., because I'm here in the U.S., come here to this nation, go to school, get their loans, go for some of the highest degrees, and still protest about the very country that gave them the opportunities that they're sitting there getting degrees for.
Well, those people are the same people that built this country. Like, we are a nation of immigrants, man. All these people have this bad stuff to say about immigrants. It's crazy because we're built by immigrants. Like, that's the whole concept of America.
How about stop being so invested in countries that have really little to no influence on what's happening in the country that you're in, the United States, today? How about you start building, contributing, instead of just complaining?
I agree with that.
What are you really telling people? For me, stop chasing perfection. You have never seen it. Your parents, your grandparents.
Where I'm just curious. I know he doesn't ever answer this, but I'm curious where this idea of perfection came from, because I've never heard anybody refer to like anybody chasing perfection as it pertains to politics. I've never heard of that.
Anyone else in his history of the human race has never seen perfection. And guess what? It's not coming. I am a prominent believer that if it ain't perfect, keep working on it. Because you know why? It'll never be perfect. I think we should use what we've got. Even if it's not petty.
But do you not see how that's a contradiction to itself? To say, because that I agree with that. Nothing is perfect. That's obvious in my opinion. I think that doesn't even, that goes without saying. But I think that when it comes to things like democracy that are based literally on your input, you have to speak out against the things whenever they're off or bad or wrong or whatever. So, like him saying it's a contradiction to democracy, or it's contradiction to working on it, to say stop complaining about it when those complaints are what shapes a democracy.
It's not the prettiest thing that we've seen. Even if it's working really well, we shouldn't stop there. To me, in my mind, if you're not a part of the fix, you are a part of the delay.
I agree with that. Many different ideas though. Like I said, best taking one sound bite at a time. I'm realizing that's the trick, is that you have to digest it one sound bite at a time. But let's go to be on stage. I don't see anybody else tagged in it. This is the Tesla takeover.
for you guys. This is why I did this whole thing last month. I know you're probably one of your favorite creators, and I don't care. But this thing needs to come off the way it needs to come off. And you know the way how I do it when I'm in this mode. It just needs to be said. It needs to be said exactly the way I saw it. However way it needs to be put out. However way you think that it needs to be the most triggering. Whatever you think. I don't care. I really don't care. This dude's been you. It's been a whole new season. I don't care. I'm going to tell you exactly what's been the key way that we're looking at things, how we're moving things forward. So as you guys get in here, you're going to have to do yourself a little bit of a replay. But we're going to do it like this right now. All right? First and foremost, because we are live, the first and foremost. And I didn't give any special warning, no notification, none of that. So you're just going to get it the way I need to put it out there. You see the topic right now. Just take a moment. See the topic. We're talking about to be on the stage. Now, any of you guys who've been on the platform long enough know that in a particular way that things are done, there's a particular aspect of how people do things. It's a particular way how people set up their platforms, particular way how people do things. But
I'm sorry, I don't got the time for this shit. Y'all get the idea, man. What do you call it? That's my thoughts on it all. I don't really have much more to say other than that, man. I don't have no hatred towards wrestler. I'm not mad at wrestler. I don't feel no kind of way about any of it. As far as I'm concerned, like I will wake up tomorrow and it will not even be anything that I have to think about anymore. I've gotten all of my thoughts out about it. Anything other than that, man, I apologize for anything that I did to set Ressa into thinking that I had any negative motivations toward him. I don't have any negative motivations toward him. Will I go at it with anybody that goes at it with me? Yeah, sure, but that doesn't have to do with having any negative motivations towards anybody. I like wrestler. I think he's a cool dude. I think he's an intelligent guy. I think he has a ton of potential. All that other stuff. But I mean, everything that he put on me with this is just misapplied. But that's for you to decide, man. I don't know. Tomorrow is my birthday though, so I am stress free and happy. And I don't really know what else to tell y'all, guys. Salute to y'all though, man. Everybody that came in, touched base, checked in. I didn't get any comments, but maybe it's just because y'all are too busy to comment. I don't know, man. But I will see y'all next time. Always remember, guys, there's your side, there's her side, and there's the blind side. Blindside news. Y'all be good. I'm out of here, man. Peace, suckers. End this.